Hi, I'm John Lanigan. Our Thursday prize movie at 12 noon is The Fighting Kentuckian. It's colorized with John Wayne and Vera Ralston. That's The Fighting Kentuckian after Jenny Jones, Thursday at noon.
If you have a daughter or plan to have a daughter anytime in your lifetime, pay attention to this show. This is Tammy Woodard and her 12-year-old daughter, Danielle. This is Danielle's boyfriend, John, who is 17. 12 and 17. I know. 2 weeks ago, Mom caught her 12-year-old daughter and John in his truck. And we're going to ask them what was going on in that truck. I also want you to meet Mother Sean and daughter Heather. Heather is 15. Sean says she had to lock her daughter in the house to keep her away from boys. Bolt, locked, bolts, major locking the house, and we'll hear their story in a moment. But first I want to talk to, let me talk to Danielle. You know that you don't look 12.
Yeah.
When did you start dating?
It's not really just when I started. It's like I've been going out with boys since I was in kindergarten. But it hasn't been like I've been going out, going places, but I've had boyfriends since kindergarten.
So you've always been with boys, and at what point did it become, children into more of a grown-up situation for you? At what age?
12. It was just basically
this year.
Yeah.
When did you start, say, kissing boys, for example?
When I met him.
This is John. John, you're 17. This is the first boy you've ever kissed. Now, John, to put it bluntly, why don't you go out with somebody your own age?
Well, normally I do. It's just when I was just getting out of a relationship, and I met her, and she was there for me, and we just got real close. And I ended up liking her more than I would any of the other girls. She treats me a lot better than the girls that are my age. But
still, you're 17. Well, first of all, tell me what was going on in the truck.
Oh. Okay, she was in a hyper mood that night. And,
what does that mean?
Well, she was really acting crazy, she was... And, we went back to her house. I was dropping her off around 9:30. I had to have her home, and I dropped her off, and she went upstairs and told her parents she was home. And she came back downstairs, and I was waiting for her, and she said, well, I have to clean the kitchen. And she said, but let's go. We decided to go outside, and we were just, one thing led to another, and before I knew it, I heard a knock on the back of the truck, and there's Tammy peering in, and I was all, oh, God.
I had talked to them twice before, though. And he told me that I told Danielle we should have left the window open so we could hear.
You had gone out to the truck twice?
Well, his father called. His curfew is at 10. When Danielle came in to say goodnight, I thought that's exactly what she meant, that she was going to bed. And I went to sleep, and his father called at 10:30, and he said, is John here? And I said, no, he left at 9:30 when he dropped Danielle off. He said, well, he's not home, and his father worries that things happened to him. And I said, well, let me go check just to be sure. And I went downstairs, and the back door was open. And I looked out the back door, and I could have sworn I saw some movement in the truck. And so I called, and nobody answered, so I thought, I know I see something moving. It was like a head bobbing. And so I went and put my coat on, and I went out, and I looked in the back window, and there they were, and I knocked on the fender of his truck, and he looked up, he turned sheet white. I scared him to death. Told him, your father's on the phone, go talk to him. Well, my daughter, brazen as she is, sat there and took her time, and she had one leg out of her pants, and actually acted like there was nothing wrong when she stepped out into the parking lot to put them on. And I went back in the house, and he had gotten off the phone, and he stopped in the kitchen to talk to her, and I told him, you just leave now. and we proceeded to get Danielle's father downstairs, and we told her that if she saw him again, we were going to press statutory rape charges. Of course, she didn't know that we wouldn't. And
Why didn't you?
Because Don, even though they did make this mistake, he has been like a member of the family. We love him, and it wasn't just John's fault. Danielle had something to do with it also. If she chose to throw her morals out the window, any boy is going to do it if he's given
Is this the first time that you ever had sexual activity?
No, she told me that they didn't go all the way and that they never had. John told me different. I have to admire him. He came the next day and faced me, which I don't think a lot of boys would do in that situation because I have a bad temper.
Why did you face her?
I couldn't lose Danielle over that. I had to at least go talk to her.
She's 12 years old.
But I love her.
And she told me that night, she said, she was crying and she said, I promise I won't do it again. Like, I really believe that. But she said, John's the only thing that matters to me. Please don't take him from me. And it's very hard as a mother to take something away from your child because of a mistake. There isn't anybody who hasn't made a mistake.
So you haven't stopped them from seeing each other?
No, they are completely supervised. They're not out of the house alone. And they're going to have to earn my trust back. But that'll take time.
What went through your mind, Danielle, when she came knocking on that truck window?
I thought I was gonna die. It scared me really bad.
You didn't want to just tell the truth then?
No. I had to threaten to take her to our family doctor, and up until the time John came, which was what? Your show's on at about 1. So it was about 12:30. I was telling her we are going to Dr. I better not say it.
No, just to a doctor.
We're going to the doctor, and he can tell me if you're still a virgin or not. I had agreed to pay her $2,000 on her wedding night if she was a virgin, and she was swearing that she was. And
you're trying to
she
bribe
cried hysterically.
Huh? You want to tell?
My other daughter's very happy though because now she gets her money and Danielle's. So.
Did you try to bribe John too?
Actually, at one point, after I finished talking with him, I took him and Heather and her boyfriend down to Planned Parenthood for a group session and on birth control, which I knew he had been protecting her because when I saw more than
you gave them condoms.
Yes, when I saw more than hand-holding going on, I set them down. I told them, I've raised you this way. This is my belief. I know it's hard to say no, and if by chance you don't say no, at least have the common sense to use these. I wanted to make sure they had the right kind of condoms with the minoxidil 9 in it. Because
but she's 12 years old.
I know, but I'd rather have her 12 and not a virgin than 12 and dead.
Did you, when you got these condoms, Danielle, did you think, what went through your mind when she gave them to you?
Well, it wasn't exactly, I didn't exactly think it was okay. But it wasn't like I planned to do anything when she gave them to us. I didn't plan on doing it. It wasn't like, okay, I've got them, I can do something.
You didn't feel like she was saying, I don't really want you to, but it's okay if you do?
I made it very clear that was.
But I'm asking her.
In a way, it seemed more like she's saying, I don't want you to, but if you're going to, if you end up doing it, at least be protective.
So Danielle, why do you have sex?
I don't know.
What do you, can you tell me about the first time you had it?
Oh, God.
Can you tell me where you were?
My mom doesn't even know that.
I thought I
At this point, I don't know that it makes a lot of difference. If you're having it, you're having it. Where were you?
Over at my house.
What room?
Living room.
In the living room?
Where were we?
Asleep.
Asleep.
Your mom's asleep in the bedroom and you're in the living room? What made it happen the first time?
I don't know. It was just something that did happen. It wasn't planned or anything. It was just something that happened. I didn't plan for it to happen.
Did you plan for it to happen, John?
Oh no, we just.
Why didn't you stop it?
I asked her, are you sure? And she said, yeah.
But at the beginning of the relationship, I explained to him, he's 17, she's young, she's never been with anybody. You have to be mature enough for the both of you. And he agreed with me. Yes, that's true, but I'd really like to see her. I like her. And I believe that John would be responsible. I've always been very open with them and their friends about my past. And
I think he's already irresponsible, though.
Pardon me?
He's already irresponsible.
Because
He's already
of dating her?
I'm sorry, John, but somehow I feel like she's 12 and can't be expected to make an adult decision, but you're 17, and so maybe that you should have made the right decision.
Yeah. Hormones got in my way, I guess.
I didn't hear what you said.
I said hormones, I could say, got in my way.
Yes. How do you feel now? Do you feel guilty? Do you feel like you shouldn't have done it?
In a way, but it was our decision. We decided to do it. It's done. There's nothing that can be done about it.
You planning on doing it again?
I don't know. At this point, I don't know. Tammy offered me $20 a week not to do it.
Yes, Tammy.
If you truly loved her, you wouldn't have sex with her. You would have waited till she was a mature age, and you were at least 20, and she was, 14, 15. You would have waited. I mean, if you really love her, you would have waited. I mean, she's only 12. I mean, what do your parents think about it?
Well, my parents didn't know till, not too long before the show, because they were going to find out anyways. My mom don't live with me, so she really hasn't had anything to say about it. She'll probably know when this goes live or something. And my dad just got told
I told him Sunday night because I didn't think that it was fair to him to be shocked that way. He's very concerned about John. John wants to be a police officer. And
it's a good thing to be. It's a good job. It's a job you can't get if you're charged with statutory rape.
Exactly. And I pointed that out to him.
Why can't you just say you can't see him anymore?
Because I would rather have my daughter and her friends under my nose where I can sort of keep an eye on them. I think kids are going to do what they want to do. But it's better than her cutting school and sneaking off to see him, or sneaking out of her bedroom at night, climbing down her balcony to see him. And at least I have kind of an idea of what's going on. And things are even more strict now.
If it happens again, will you charge him with statutory rape?
I can't say for sure.
Do you know anybody that's been charged with rape, John?
Not too long ago, a friend of mine's friend was charged with date rape and statutory rape, I believe it is.
How old was he?
16 or so. I don't know. Robert knows more about it than I do.
What happened to him?
I'm not sure. Ask Robert. He knows the whole story.
Robert's going to be on the phone with us in a few minutes. In fact, Robert is the boyfriend of Heather, who we're going to talk to when we come back from this break. Heather is 15, and this is her mom, Sean. And Sean knows that Heather's been sexually active since she was 13. And we'll find out their story when we come back from this break. Just a moment.
Frothy, creamy, cappuccino. That extraordinary coffee with its cap of rich froth and tantalizing aroma. The Capuchin monks may have created this small miracle, but it took Maxwell House to make it so deliciously simple. Maxwell House Cappuccino. All it takes to make great cappuccino today.
Rub-a-dub-dub, pretend you're a tub with a bad case of soap scum. Now, there are some kinds of powders that are harsh and can scratch. So would you want to be cleaned by one of them? Or would you go for the soft scrub cleanser with Clorox bleach, which gently cleans soap scum without harsh scratching? Take a stand, a harsh powder or soft scrub. Nice shot. Soft scrub with bleach and soft scrub cleanser, preferred by tubs everywhere.
Wouldn't you love hair this healthy and shiny? Mine wasn't always so healthy. Then I found Pantene's Pro V. Pro V is the combined shampoo and conditioner with Pantene's Pro Vitamin formula. The Pro Vitamins go deep into your hair, improving it right down to the tips, making it so healthy and so shiny.
Pantene Pro V, for hair so healthy it shines.
Try it. You'll see.
When it comes to convenience, new recipes all-purpose baking mix beats the old stuff by a landslide. New from Martha White.
Just recap our story. We've been talking to Tammy, who has her daughter Danielle, who is 12 years old, who has been having sex with John, who is 17. They got caught in the truck, but it wasn't the first time that they'd had sex, as we just found out. And who's your question to?
Danielle, hi. What would your father, did you tell your father? How did he react to you?
I didn't really tell my dad.
Who did?
I don't know. I'm not sure who.
I wonder.
He does know.
Oh, yes, I told him.
What happened?
Well, he and John have a very close relationship. But he pretty much ignored John. He wanted to do things to him, and I wouldn't allow it, because Danielle's just as responsible.
Yes.
I think too much emphasis has been put on these two children. I think the mother has let the daughter do too much too soon. And I think she should be taking some of the blame.
I think she said that because we've been talking about them, but you haven't at any point said, I should have, I shouldn't have, maybe I should have.
I had a mother who was very, very strict, and I went out the window. I ran away from Sacramento to Texas at 13. I always swore if I had daughters that I would have a better relationship with them. I could have never told my mother I was having sex or asked for birth control. So I wanted to be able to deal with her and in hopes that if she got pregnant or if she was in trouble in any way that she would come to me. And I guess in a way she did.
Would you do anything different if you could do it over again?
I've thought about that, and I don't think that if I was right there every waking moment that I could have prevented it, because they can always sneak off and do it, and that's what I was trying to prevent. We welcome John into our family. We treat him like a member of the family. We treat his friends like a member of the family. And we had hoped that he would have better judgment and that so would she, but you can't just blame John. Even though Danielle is 12, I've spoken with her about sex and drugs and everything since.
How are you going to keep them from having sex again?
They're always supervised. Other than that, I don't know what I can do, because if I break them up, they're going to sneak around and see each other, and they will be alone then.
They had sex in the house while you were asleep.
Yes.
It can happen again.
Well, also with John's father's help, he tightened the curfews on John. We've tightened the curfews on the girls. We've made all new house rules.
What are the rules?
Yeah. They are not allowed to be alone together, period. They are not allowed to touch each other except to hold hands. If they, for instance, they went, where did you go? To take a friend home the other night. Danielle's little sister went with them because she'll tell me anything that happens, and they know it.
Yeah.
Okay, now, you said you have house rules now to where they don't do it in the house anymore, but what about cutting school? Because I was there, and I used to cut school.
So did I.
To go and do it, you know, and I think with John, with this 12-year-old girl, the 5-year difference is not a bad thing, because, I mean, we all have different ages, But I think with him, it's more of an ego trip because she's so young, she's catering to his ego by
Oh,
him
then it's
being
an ego? It's an ego thing? Well, first of all, I don't agree with you that a 5-year difference, if 5-year difference is nothing if you're 30 and 25, but 12 and 17 is a huge difference.
At 12 years old, you know, you're going to be starting to feel your sexual activeness coming up. So, I mean, for that,
I didn't.
boyfriend.
I didn't. I mean, when I was 12, I ran away from home when I was 12. Not for this reason. I passed for 16 and worked as a waitress.
So did I.
But I also remember what I was like emotionally, and I was nowhere near ready to make a decision about having sex.
Well, Danielle's school, she's been absent, she's never cut, they call me the same day. Next year, John goes to one high school. Danielle has a choice of an all-girls school or an enriched high school where it's completely closed campus. If they miss 5 minutes of one class, I'll have a phone call.
Danielle, John said he's in love with you. Are you in love with him? What would happen? Tell me what would happen if your mom just said you cannot ever see him again, he's out of your life completely. What would happen?
I don't know. I wouldn't be very happy. I would be really depressed.
But you could live with it.
I don't know.
Could you? You wouldn't run away
I
from
don't
home or
know.
anything like that?
No.
What grade are you in?
8th.
Speaking of skipping school, oh, you're standing up. I mean, can't leave a lady standing up here. Yes.
Danielle, what is your definition of love?
Basically, to care about somebody and to really want them to be happy.
Had you thought about that you might have gotten pregnant?
Yes.
Did you think you might have?
Not really.
You were using the condoms your mother gave you, right?
Yeah.
Were they all okay?
No.
What happened?
One of them broke.
One of them broke? Did you think you were pregnant?
For a while.
I keep close track of her, and I noticed that her period was late and questioned her about it, and she swore up and down, "No, Mom, no."
You could have been pregnant. You missed your period, right?
It
was late?
It was late by
late.
about 2 weeks.
Yes.
Danielle, do you feel that you had to have sex with him in order to keep him as your boyfriend because he was so much older than you?
No.
You didn't feel pressured at all to have sex in any way?
Not really.
You weren't planning it, it just kind of happened because you were there and he was there and it just happened?
Yeah.
In your mother's house? Where else? The house? The truck? Where else?
In a couple places.
My bathtub was my bubble bath, for one, they told me.
Yeah, there's one.
Yes, I am not happy about the situation.
I was going to say,
Don't think that for 1 minute. It's just that I love both of them, and we have to deal with this, and I don't think yelling and screaming is going to make her a virgin again. It's not going to prevent them from having sex again if they want to. The best I can do is try and keep open lines with them and keep a watch on them.
I want you to, can you just hang on 1 second? I want to introduce our next story. This is Heather, who is 15, her mom, Sean. And Sean, your daughter's been sexually active since she was 13. Is that right, Heather? Correct?
Yeah.
13, 12?
12, 13.
11, 12?
No, 12, 13.
12, 13.
It was like
12,
right
13.
after I turned 13, somewhere around there.
How's your relationship been with your mom?
Not good.
It's been not good. You fight a lot?
Yeah.
Really major? Tell me about your last big fight.
Well, she threw a pumpkin at me. And then
cooked or raw, because it makes a difference.
It was just a regular pumpkin.
Raw is not good.
I did not throw a pumpkin at this child. If I had thrown a pumpkin at this child, I really would have hit this child with it.
You did hit
I picked it up. I told her to get back in the kitchen because she was arguing. She goes off with her friends. She goes off with the boys. I go to school during the day. I work as a bartender at night to try to support the kids.
So you're away from home at night, and who's watching her?
Well, being 15 years old and considering she had been trying to babysit since she was 13, I thought she could babysit herself. Obviously, I was wrong.
How did you find out she was sexually active?
I read her diary.
That must have made you mad. That's an invasion of your private stuff.
Well, my privacy is invaded when she has her friends break into my room and my things are stolen and my checks are ripped off and forged. So when I'm trying to find out what's going on and I have a child lying to me and I don't know what's happening, and she sneaks out, this was last year we found out, she'd been sexually active for over a year.
What did you find out in the diary? What did you find out?
Well, I will not mention any names because I do not want to put the studio or myself liable. I do not want to embarrass Heather any more than she's being embarrassed. But I found out that she was sexually active with one boy when she was 13, he was 14, and she was very hurt when they broke up. And
so you were allowing her to date them when she was 13?
She was allowed to go places like skating rink, group thing, go over to his house when there was a parent there and kids. I found out later that the parents were not there. They would be there when she would go over.
Did she confront you, Heather? Did your mom confront you after she read the diary?
Well, she kind of came up to me. Actually, I found out that my diary was missing. So I kind of came up to her and asked her, where's my diary? And she's like, here it is.
Actually, I laid it on the bed with the page opened where it was at. And, you know, I think...
What angered you the most in the diary?
What angered me the most in the diary is the fact that I love my daughter, and I think she's a very special person, no matter what mistakes she's made.
But what angered you the most?
She doesn't love herself or respect herself. That angered me.
You're in a relationship now with a 17-year-old boy.
Yeah.
He's on the phone, as a matter of fact. Robert, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Tell me about your relationship. I mean, do you think that she's too young for you?
In some aspects I do, but in some aspects I don't.
When did you become sexually active with her?
With her, maybe like 3 weeks, or 2 weeks after we were going out, 2 or 3 weeks after we were going out.
Did you practice safe sex?
Not the first time.
Did you feel that that was maybe irresponsible?
Yeah.
Only one time you didn't practice safe sex?
No, more than that.
I almost became a grandmother.
You almost became a grandmother?
We went through a pregnancy scare, and it wasn't until a week ago, last weekend, that it really came out what was happening.
Could you be pregnant right now? You don't know for sure?
I don't know.
No, she couldn't be right now.
Robert,
I could be.
what do you think about that? I mean, did you want a child? Do you want a child?
Yeah.
Well, he's got a child. He's dating.
I want to find, how do you get away with, I'll ask you when we come back from a break, Robert, on how you get away with having sex when you're not supposed to and where you've been doing it, because I happen to know. I want to see if you'll tell me first. I'll be right back.
Channel 43 presents a Browns Update.
The term costly mistakes is often overused, yet for the Browns game against the Lions, it seems all too appropriate. Untimely turnovers either killed Cleveland's scoring chances or resulted in scoring opportunities for the Detroit Lions. The Browns found themselves continually attempting to play catch-up. Eventually, their mistakes truly proved to be costly.
It's Irving Berlin's Christmas movie classic in brilliantly restored original color, just in time for the holiday season.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas.
Sharper detail, stereo-enhanced sound, and rich, beautiful color make this holiday favorite better than ever. Bing Crosby and Danny Kaye star in White Christmas.
Tonight at 8 on Channel 43.
If you or someone you love has been seriously injured in a car or motorcycle accident, the results can be devastating. At times like these, you need an attorney. Call the Injury Helpline. Talk to an attorney near you for free. One who will explain your legal rights and costs. There are no attorney fees unless you receive payment for your injuries. The insurance companies have attorneys working hard on their side, and so should you. Call 1-800-848-7001.
Just 8 weeks of training at TDDS puts you on the road to success. TDDS, the professional truck driving school, gives you more behind-the-wheel training you need for a great job. Just 8 weeks of intensive training by licensed instructors, and you'll earn your national truck driving certification. Then you've got the green light to earn a great income, be your own boss, enjoy freedom, and travel throughout the United States. Call 1-800-626-8730, TDDS Professional Training Center.
The world's most famous basketball team is coming to the Coliseum. No, not the Cavs, not even the Bulls. It's the Harlem Globetrotters. Yes, those hilarious hoopsters will be in town for a day after Christmas celebration. All Kids Land Club members have a chance to be a junior Globetrotter for the game. Just watch for Liz's Kids Land segment on Friday, December 18th during Goof Troop to see if you're the big winner. It's more holiday fun from Channel 43.
If you'd like to attend a taping of Jenny Jones in Chicago, call 312-836-9485. Don't miss out, 312-836-9485. Like I said at the top of the show, if you're a parent, if you have a daughter or will ever have a daughter, this is a very interesting show. We have Tammy, her daughter Danielle, who is 12 years old, who is sexually active. We have Sean with her daughter Heather, who is 15, been sexually active since she was 12. Heather's boyfriend, who is 17, is on the phone. Robert, you're on the phone. I want to find out maybe from Heather, tell me about your first time. Were you planning on having sex the first time?
With Robert?
With
I mean, well,
just your first sexual experience. You were 12?
12, 13.
Where were you?
I was at my boyfriend's house.
How old was he?
14.
And what happened?
Well, we were kissing and then one thing just led to another. And
did you like it? Well, not all of us do, you know. Just ask us. Did you like it?
Yeah.
So how many boys, can I ask you how many boys you've been with since then?
Not that many.
Not that many? That's more than one, and more than that first guy, and more than Robert then.
Yeah.
Where do you sneak off to do it with Robert?
Well, sometimes I'll like skip school sometimes. We'll just go to the park. Or just go to a friend's house or something.
Ever done it at home?
No.
Yeah.
This is Danielle and Heather. If you don't already have it, aren't you worried about being like the school slut or something?
Heather!
That might be a good question for Robert, who's on the phone, Heather's boyfriend. Do you worry about that, Robert, about being with a girl who other people think maybe is a little loose?
Well, so far at school and stuff, I've heard a lot about Heather and stuff, and, you know, at times it gets me very irritated to hear it because knowing I'm going out with her, and, you know, there's...
Like what kind of things would you hear?
I just hear, you know, a few of her friends want to go out with me and stuff, and they try to do anything to try to bring up stories about her going off into the bathroom and doing stuff with people, such as giving to them or sleeping with them in the bathroom.
Thank you, Robert.
You can give us a little cleaner version.
A little cleaner?
Well, not of that story, but anything else you might say.
I've just heard a lot of stuff in here.
You hear things like that. So, what does it make you feel like?
Angry. Very pissed off.
That's two, Robert. What do you want? What do you want from Heather?
I want a serious relationship. You know, that's what I want, but, you know, I don't know if she wants it. I just like somebody to be loyal to me and stuff.
Do you feel, what do you feel about Robert? Are you in love with Robert, Heather?
Yeah.
Do you want to marry him?
Yeah. Actually, he asked me to marry him.
You did, Robert? Oh, sure. Now he says too much when I don't want to hear it. Did you ask her to marry you, Robert?
Yeah, I did.
When?
About a week ago.
When do you want to get married, though?
When I turn 18, because my mom won't sign the papers.
So, God, this is... Do you ever think, because, you know, it wasn't that long ago, I remember being in school, and all we thought about guys that were 16, 17, 18 was they were just after girls, and sex was the only thing on their minds. Do you ever think about that with Robert, that he's at that age when that's really important to him?
Well, with me and Robert, when we started going out, sex wasn't everything. It wasn't everything. I don't know.
What else is there right now between you?
Love.
Robert, can I quote you from your pre-interview with our producer?
Yeah.
It says, basically, teenage boys have one thing on their minds, getting laid. That's what you said.
But that's not me. That's when I got into a relationship with Heather, I wasn't in it for sex. Tell you the first time that me and Heather did it, I was very actually upset.
So all teenage boys are after sex at 17 except you? That sounds so familiar. I don't know. We're going to take a break and come back with a dad who says his daughter is a virgin and is going to stay that way. We'll be right back.
Introducing new pull-ups training pants. They're as different as girls and boys. Look, these new boy pull-ups put customized leakage protection right where boys need it. And new girl pull-ups are customized too. It's a whole new kind of pull-ups with customized leakage protection for a whole new kind of big kid confidence.
Mommy, wow! I'm a big kid now.
The quest for reincarnation. Have you lived before? Who were you in a previous lifetime? Were you someone famous? Who were you? This man has the answer. He's E. David Scott, master reincarnationist. By calling this number and answering vital questions on your touch-tone phone, you will receive a personalized reading of who you could have been and where and when you lived. Just $2.95 per minute. Call now. The secrets of your previous life revealed for the first time.
During the holidays, isn't it nice to have the little ones around to lend a hand and keep an eye on things? Well, for 10 years, the Cabbage Patch Kids have made the holidays special, too. And now they have a special gift for you, valuable in-store coupons. Save $9 on Cabbage Patch Babies, $5 on Preemies, $6 on Babyland Kids, and save more with coupons in a McDonald's Happy Meal. So this holiday, bring home a soft, lovable Cabbage Patch Kid. Offer good while supplies last.
Your oatmeal, sir. Oh, the injustice of a low-fat breakfast. If only it could be more inviting. Sir, from the lady. Now it can. Introducing Philly Free. Rich, creamy, with the taste only Philly could give you. Yet it's fat-free. Now you can spread new Philly Free instead.
Did you catch your spouse or lover in bed with someone else? Were you so shocked you did something completely crazy? The Jenny Jones Show is looking for people who've done outrageous things when they caught their lover cheating. Call us at 312-836-9458. Joining us now is A.J. Bill and his 15-year-old daughter, Melissa. She has never been on a date with a boy, because her dad says my daughter will not be meat for those hormone-crazy maniacs. Let me read you. In fact, here's what he said. I'm going to quote you for your interview. I won't even let her go to the public library. We all know what goes on there.
You're damn right.
What goes on at the public library? library?
It's a hangout spot for these boys.
The library?
Yes, yes. That's where all the girls hang out, evidently, because...
Huh? Is that...
Parents leave the kids at the library.
No, they're saying no.
Well, I do not. I would never go.
My daughter runs for many books, okay?
Dude, he goes to her house and gets his own. That's why he doesn't need to go to the library. Who would go check a book out when he can check it out at home? With her. She goes off, she gets her books, we go a couple times a week, she does her homework or she does her research. I give her space, but there's
I thought you weren't allowed to even talk at the library. Maybe I haven't been for a while, but I thought you couldn't even allowed to talk. But you're saying there's things going on? Like
we live in LA, okay? And it's a big, big library. And there are so many corners and they can leave the library. I mean, no.
What's it like living with this guy, Melissa? This is your dad? Tell me what you can't do. What you're not allowed to do.
I'm not allowed to cut my hair. I'm not allowed to talk to guys on the phone. I can't date. I can't wear certain clothes.
No makeup.
Makeup. I can't wear makeup.
Nail polish.
Well, this is a special occasion, so I'm allowed to wear it.
Let me see your nails. Let me see your nails. Let me see.
This is as dark as
it can get. And I bet you those people back there can't even see it. Okay?
So you're not even allowed to talk to boys on the phone. Did you ever get caught talking to a boy on the phone?
Once.
What happened?
Well, see, okay, one of my best friends gave out the number, right? And she knows I'm not allowed to talk to the guys, right? And he called, and I'm like, you can't call me here. He's like, why not? I'm like, because I'll get in trouble. And he's like, why not? I'm like, because I'll get in trouble. So he's like, oh, just talk for a few minutes. Your dad won't know. I'm like, I'm going to get in trouble. All of a sudden, my dad heard me saying I was going to get in trouble, so he picked up the phone. He goes, who's on the line? I go, nobody. And it was a guy, and so I got in trouble.
What was the punishment?
She lost her phone for a month. She lost her TV out of her room for a week. I took her stereo out of the room for a week. But wait. Let me go back, though. I was really upset because she knew the rules. Okay, we have an unlisted number, and all of her girlfriends are allowed to call her. She can talk as long as she wants on the phone. I've got call waiting so that I know that when one of her friends calls and I have a call coming in, it's okay. Anyways, I didn't listen to her explanation because I was so furious. I was really, really angry.
She was just talking to him on the phone.
Wait, let me finish, though. The day after it happened, we sat down at dinner time, and she says, Dad, I didn't give out the phone number. He wasn't supposed to call. So I took all the restrictions off her. We changed the number, and I told her not to give that friend the phone number again.
Now, that's a little... I mean, I know these people are maybe... You must think these people are the worst people in the world.
Wait, let me tell you what he was saying to her when I picked up the phone.
Okay.
Okay? I overheard him tell her, come on, Melissa, your father doesn't need to know. Okay? And I said...
But they're still talking.
That was what really set me off. A boy that would say something like that, what is he after?
Well, what were you after when you were 17?
Not that.
Yeah.
Don't you think you're a little strict, and then she might sneak out and then get pregnant because you're so strict?
Let me tell you something. I cannot sneak out, okay? Now, would you like to hear what he does, okay? He got hurt his job, so he stays up all night long, okay? So he says he can't sleep, right? I have a dog, okay? This dog, if he comes near the dog will start barking, okay? Second, if you get up, the dog doesn't want you to leave, so he'll bark at you. And he'll start barking the whole time you walk. You know, he'll follow your legs and bark at you. So I couldn't leave anyway because he never sleeps. Second, okay? He'll sleep while I'm at school. Second, okay, we have got those security doors, okay? They have a little itsy-bitsy hole so you can see through them, and they're steel doors, okay? They got a deadbolt that you need to open with a key. Now, how do you sneak out of the house with that thing? I got one on my window. We got bars on all our windows.
Oh, Heather has a way.
How would you?
You have a way? Heather has an answer.
No, we live just in LA, okay?
What, are you a sneak out expert?
Yeah, my mom, she put the same kind of lock on my door and on the front door. It's a steel door, and also she locks the windows. I just kick down the door.
A steel door?
With 2 kids.
That was, so we reinforced it with nails. So I got a type of deadbolt that needed 2 keys. First night I was out at work, she took the screwdriver. I gave keys to the neighbors. Took the screwdriver, took the thing apart. She should really work with her hands. I mean, she's good with tools.
But you shouldn't have to lock your own daughter in the house. This is unbelievable.
It didn't help because after I soldered and put putty over the screws.
Yeah.
Could I ask where was she when her daughter was doing this?
I was
You
working
can as soon as we
to
take a break.
support her.
And you also want to say something to Robert on the phone, who is
Just
our
a
17-year-old guy on the phone. Be right back.
Just a
Be
minute.
right back.
One thing that...
Still no snow, huh? I bet I can make it snow. Have you had hot cocoa?
No.
Well, no wonder. Come on.
Hey guys.
Hi, Mom.
Wow, look! Snow! Yeah!
Something magic always happens with Carnation Hot Cocoa.
How to bake crisp Christmas cookies and warm up the holidays. Take Duncan Hines cookie mix, 2 Santa's helpers, assorted stars, reindeer, and evergreens, and share the joy. Mixing, rolling, stamping, decorating. Shall we trim the tree, light the star, redden Rudolph's nose, watch them bake up, then share them with the ones you love. Duncan Hines.
I'm a big kid with pull-ups. Wow! Big kid pants make me big now.
Introducing new Pull-Ups training pants for girls and boys with customized leakage protection right where girls need it. And new boy Pull-Ups are customized too. Now, more than ever, big kid confidence begins with Pull-Ups.
Mommy, wow! I'm a big kid now.
A live psychic is waiting for you.
Hello, my name is Carmen. What's your date of birth? That means that you're a Cancer and you're 31 years old.
Adults only, $2.99 a minute.
What I have for you in your job, in your love life.
Call now, 1-900-820-8080.
And you love coming into your life.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Scrooge.
Ah, humbug! Marley?
Having a blue Christmas, Scrooge?
Huh?
Now, don't get all shook up, man. I'm here to help.
It's this Christmas list. Tiny Tim, Bob Cratchit.
Buy 'em all at Big Sur Waterbed.
You're right. Big Sur has all kinds of styles to choose from, all at penny-pinching prices. Sir, you are a prince.
Actually, I'm more like a king.
Have a magical Christmas from Big Sur Waterbeds.
For a transcript of today's show, please call Burrell's at 1-800-777-TEXT. That's 1-800-777-TEXT. It's been a very interesting show so far. We have some young ladies, very young ladies, 12 years old, 14, 15 years old, sexually active since she was 12. The moms are here, and we have AJ, who's here with his daughter Melissa. She can't go on dates. She can't talk to boys. You can't even go to homecoming dance, right? Were you invited?
She could go.
Well, yeah, I could go, he said, but I had to go with a girl.
Well, I admire you, Melissa, but I would like to know from your father, what are you protecting her from and what are you afraid of?
Boys like this right over here. And on the phone. They made the statement when we were back there that what they are after. Robert on the phone said, what are all boys after? And Jenny, as you were saying, one thing, and they're positive proof as to what boys want nowadays. And Melissa's friends are into exactly what these girls
Here's
are
what
doing
I'd like
now.
to know. Danielle and Heather, how would you like to have him for a dad?
I would kill him.
I have a question for AJ. Haven't you ever been in love? And I had parents like you. And I snuck out of my house. I ran away. I got married to Danielle's father at 16. Thank God I'm still married to him. But if you were my father, I agree with Heather. I'd probably kill you in your sleep.
Excuse me. Where is her father? Why isn't her father here taking and controlling his daughter? That's the issue. when this boy is sleeping with his daughter? Why isn't he taking responsibility?
Well, she's a single mom, right? You're a single mom.
No, not her. I'm talking about this woman
the father is in the house there.
Me.
Yeah.
Okay, she asked me, she says that when she was a kid, she did this and she did that. What kind of an example has she set for her daughter by allowing her to have sex?
I didn't allow my daughter to have sex.
You welcome him into your home. He's a friend of the family. A friend of the family sleeping with my daughter. No, thank you.
Walk out that door as soon as she's able to.
You see my daughter here walking out. It may happen someday. If my daughter wants to leave home because she doesn't like my rules, she has the door. It is open for her. But as long as she's with me, she will live morally responsible.
We have to take a break. We have more questions. We'll be right back after this.
With Recipes All-Purpose Baking Mix, you can turn out delicious new recipes almost as fast as we can turn them out. New from Martha White.
What could be worse than a yeast infection?
How about the cost of curing it? Does anything cost less?
FemCare costs less than Monostat 7, and it's just as effective.
It's a real alternative.
Trust FemCare, the cure that costs less.
This place is proof that adults play with their food. They're actually messier than kids.
Jim's Diner cleans up after 200 folks a day.
I've seen some messes you wouldn't leave.
So Jim is never without a big bottle of 409 spray cleaner.
You'd think my wall was a doormat.
Because nothing works harder than 409 on tough grease and dirt, and nothing works faster.
You know, sometimes I don't know if I'm feeding people or slopping hogs. You name it, it's cleaned it.
Formula 409 cleans up anything you can dish out.
Let's not unpack. Do it tomorrow. I wish we were still in Vienna. Me too. Here, this'll take you back. Chocolate. This reminds me of the coffee that we had that night.
New Viennese Chocolate Cafe. Rich coffee with a touch of luscious chocolate.
That was my favorite night in Vienna, but we never went out.
Celebrate the moment. New from General Foods International Coffees.
I'm here to tell the magical tale of the Gorham's Christmas elves. They work the year through for that one special day. They make Gorham's chocolates and great melt-aways. Hard candies, too. The assortments are grand. These elves, they say, are from a faraway land. And it is said that on Christmas they dance, they sing, and bring out a host of chocolate things. So if a wonderful gift is what you seek, shop Gorham's this season for the taste that's so sweet. My story is done, except to wish you happy holidays from Gorham's and the Yum Yum Tree, too.
I had a sore throat, and the hospital treated me with penicillin, and I had a bad reaction. Without proper testing, they gave me more penicillin. I developed a severe kidney failure and almost died. That's when my dad called Shane, and Henderson.
Let's get a doctor to review these records. We'll need a neurologist or a neurosurgeon because she had seizures.
They fought for me and got me a very good judgment.
Shane, and Henderson. Call 781-2345.
Take my word for it. They're the best.
AJ will not let his 15-year-old daughter talk to boys, wear lipstick, wear makeup, cut her hair, wear sexy clothes. What's your question, AJ?
Why don't you trust your daughter to make any decisions?
Oh,
when is she going to be able to make any decisions on her own?
Okay, when she's 18 and she makes decisions now. We discuss. We come to a mutual understanding. We
Mutual? Is it mutual?
Wait, okay, let me just give one example, okay? Me and my friends went out to Melrose, right? And he gave me money. He said, buy something. Now he's saying he told me to buy lunch, okay? Well, I was gonna go looking for a pair of jeans, but I didn't like any, right? And I saw this adorable dress, okay? And it wasn't revealing or nothing, right? So I bring it home, and about a week later, I'm wearing it. My dad goes, oh, you look adorable, right? And you know how you can tell when parents don't like something by the way they give you that look, right? And so, just now, backstage, what did he say? It showed your boobs. Oh, no.
It's one of those.
Okay, it goes like this, right? It's a little tight, but not that tight.